pump this, pump this, pump this, pump this. So you should pump this shit like they do in the future. So you should pump this shit like they do in the future. So you should pump this shit like they do in the future. So you should pump this shit, pump this shit, pump this shit. So you should pump this shit like they do in the future. So you should pump this shit like they do in the future. So you should pump this shit like they do in the future. So you should pump this shit, pump this shit, pump this shit.
Got a screen or container could turn parade zombie. Walk with an army on me, stalked by the harm and armor posse. Probably got me on a radar with a dotties, watching, plotting minions at a lower god scene. Shit hawks abound in a town of bullet dodging. I'm a Rocky, run 100 miles before my coffee. Shitty little sticker, the grip is hitting Fedor, now we're verified. Signal lit, verified, bossy. Fucking void noise, void boys no employed. Oi oi, I rugby kick the shit at your groin, boy. Oi vey, slayers of your harmony porn life. Don't fuck your lucky day, the flight of a torn kite. Holy smoke, city blown to the bone and death server for the hurt.
What's up, you fucking bozos? This is Bloodstain Lane, aka while you're with your friends talking about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, I'm with your girl and I'm shooting my dick snot on her chest. And we're here in Queens right now in my backyard. Beautiful day in New York City, about 75 degrees. Smoking a nice black and mild in the morning, sipping on a lemonade, you know, like a fucking Don. And you know, it's been a while. We have a lot of things to catch up on in the world of combat sport. But before we get into it, let me shout out my sponsors for this video. ProKed, shout out to my boy Adriel for the hookup. You know, ProKed's been a while for a long time, and this is primarily the sneaker I'll be rocking all year long. So shout out to ProKeds for that. Also, shout out to my other sponsor, Mishka, NYC.com. Like I said, nobody's making clothes like them right now. They're the hottest shit in New York City right now. So shout out Mishka. Check them out at MishkaNYC.com, and they have all kinds of shit. Fucking jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, snapbacks, fucking backpacks, even fucking figurines they have. So check them out. Also, shout out to my new sponsor, ShowNoLove.ca, aka Show No Love MMA. Show No Love and Bloodstain will be collaborating for a future project coming very soon, probably within the next month or two. Bloodstain Lane, clothing apparel, fitteds, hoodies, t-shirts, the whole fucking nine. So be on the lookout for that. I'll let you know when that comes out. Let's get into the fucking video now. First thing we're going to talk about is the upcoming fight between Jon Bones Jones versus Sugar Rashad Evans for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Now, I do believe that Jon Jones is the best pound-for-pound fighter in MMA right now. And I also believe he's going to go down as probably the greatest fighter of all time, you know. But this fight right here is no fucking give me for Jon Bones Jones. And I'm going to tell you why. First off, Jon has never fought a guy with Rashad Evans' skill set. He never faced a guy with really good footwork, great in and out movement, a great power double, you know, just very, very quick on his feet and agile. He never faced a guy like that. Primarily, Jon Jones has faced a bevy of flat-footed fighters. I mean, you could run down the fucking list. You know, Stephan Bonner, Jake O'Brien, Matt Hamill, Brandon Vera, Vladimir Matyushenko, Ryan Bader, Shogun, Rampage, all flat-footed fighters. They don't really have good in and out movement. Don't really have great, you know, some of them have good wrestling, but they don't have that quick twitch in their foot and their feet. You know, they don't have that quick step that Rashad has. Jon has faced a guy with great in and out movement in Lyoto Machida, and Machida did give him problems, but Machida didn't have the wrestling to beat Jon Jones. So, like I said, this fight is a very, very complicated fight to pick, in my opinion. You know, like I said, Rashad's footwork, his hand speed, his punching power, is going to present a lot of problems for Jon Jones. You know, Jon's a very tall fighter. Rashad's a very short, stout fighter. So Rashad doesn't have to get too low for takedowns. He's pretty much right there already. You know, Jon has long legs. You know, it's going to be a tough fight for Jon, man. And I can honestly see Rashad Evans pulling out an upset victory in this fight. You know, I really think this fight's going to go all 5 rounds. You know, Jon's going to have to use his jab and just his length to keep Rashad off him and probably control him in the clinch. But even that's going to be hard because Rashad is so strong and so powerful. It's going to be a tough fight for Jon. I do believe Jon's going to eke out a 5-round decision. It's going to be very, very close fight, possibly a split decision. But he will eke out the victory. But this will be his toughest fight to date. And don't be surprised if Rashad Evans does pull out the fucking win. Like I said, everybody's beatable. Nobody's unbeatable. Not even Jon Jones. And just one more thing. UFC sponsoring Jon Jones, the first time UFC's ever sponsored a fighter. Come on, man. You shouldn't be sponsoring your own fucking fighters. That shows favoritism and causes conflict right there. So right off the bat, you want John Jones to win. It shouldn't be that way. An organization should not want a fighter to win. You run the organization, let the fighters fight out. Don't be pushing a certain fighter or promoting a certain fighter. You know what I'm saying? Just complete fucking bullshit. Next topic we're going to go into. Alistair Overeem had a high testosterone level. Might possibly be out of the fight with Junior Dos Santos. He came out with a TRT ratio of 14-1. I don't even know what the fuck that shit means. All of a sudden, everybody's a steroid expert on Twitter, on Facebook. You motherfuckers don't even know what that shit fucking means. And nothing. You pencil fucking dick faggots make me fucking sick to my fucking stomach. Stop whining like a bunch of little fucking whiny cunts. You know what 14-1 means? That means Alistair Overeem is 14 times the man you are, you fucking twerps. You guys make me fucking sick. Everybody's so quick to judge. Wait for the fucking April 24th or 26th, whatever date it is, and see what happens. You know, he's passed every test up to now. You know, he's been proven clean. You know, let's wait and see what happens before we start judging the fucking guy. Okay, I texted him last week. He pretty much 100% sure he's still fighting Junior Dos Santos. So let's see what happens before we rush to judgment. And just a quick observation about steroids in general. As a fan, when I watch fights, I want to see the best possible product out there. You know, I want to see the best guys fighting. And if steroids makes these guys the best guys, so be it. You know, I firmly believe in certain sports, steroids should be allowed, especially physically taxing sports like MMA, boxing, football. I mean, I trained MMA, I've done jiu-jitsu. It's physically taxing. There's not times I had to take off from my real job because I was so banged up from training. You know, so whatever gets these guys to that elite level and helps them overcome injuries and overcome weight issues or, you know, makes them stronger, so fucking be it. They should have a pass for that. The shit that these guys put their bodies through, I feel like certain sports should have it. Obviously, a sport like baseball, where it's not that physically taxing, when you're hitting a fucking ball and you're fucking catching a ball in the outfield, that, you know, steroids shouldn't be allowed in a sport like that. But in physically taxing sports like MMA and boxing, NFL, I really feel like steroids should be somewhat legal and should be allowed to use for healing purposes, for, you know, making you a little bit stronger. Who gives a fuck? As fans, we want to see the best possible product out there. And that's my view on steroids in general. Now, if Alistair Overeem does not fight Junior Dos Santos for the title, the only guy I want to see step in there and fight Junior Dos Santos is Mark Hunt. Now, there's been a rally for Mark Hunt on Twitter, a strong movement going on. But if you really think about it, the UFC really needs to start putting on exciting fights that fans... They should start listening to the fan more fucking often, okay? Mark Hunt's a former 2003 K1 champ, and everybody knows the story. He has bombs in his hands, solid fucking rock-solid jaw. You know, it just makes for an entertaining fight. You know you're going to get a good slugfest with lots of bombs thrown, and somebody's getting knocked the fuck out. You know, Mark Hunt and Junior Dos Santos are not going for takedowns. They're going to be slinging the fucking dogs in the fucking pocket. It's going to make for a blockbuster fucking fight, and it's what fans want to see. You know, stop fucking doing these fucking fights where you're looking at Sherdog rankings and Frank Mir deserves... Nobody wants to see fucking Frank Mir fight Junior Dos Santos. Everybody knows what the fuck's going to happen in that fight. Frank Mir doesn't have a fucking shot. Style-wise, it's a terrible matchup. Junior Dos Santos will knock out Frank Mir in one round, or possibly two. You know, so who gives a shit about some shitty-ass Sherdog rankings? And let's be honest, Frank Mir hasn't beat anybody really to warrant. Come on, Minotoro's fucking not the same Minotauro. He should have retired 3 years ago. Crow Cop should have retired in 2007. Roy Nelson's a guy who should be fighting at light heavyweight. So it's not like Frank Mir's really beating top guys. And that being said, neither is Mark Hunt. With that being said, style-wise, it's a more fun fight. It's a fight that fans want to see. It's a fight where Mark Hunt could possibly be the UFC heavyweight champion. Who would have fucking thought it? This guy had a losing record last year. And now he's fucking knocking guys the fuck out. And I've called it, and I said Mark Hunt will be a UFC champion one day last year. You know? So let's get this fight going. Mark Hunt versus Junior Dos Santos for the heavyweight title of Alistair Overeem can't go, because I do not want to see Frank Mir fight Junior Dos Santos. Because you know what that fight's going to look like? It's going to look like fucking Jeff Van Gundy hanging on to Alonzo Mourning's leg in the Knicks vs. Heat playoff game in 1997. Let's be real, that's what it's going to fucking look like. So I don't want to see that shit. He's going to be hanging on his fucking leg, looking for a fucking takedown. He's not going to get it. He's going to get knocked the fuck out. Next topic. rumor going around that Fedor's fighting the whole Rolls Gracie, whatever the fuck his name is, at the next M1 card in June or July. I listen to me. You know, M1, I consider they were a friend of mine. I consider them a friend of mine. But I'm tired of it now, man. It's long over. It needs to stop already. It needs to stop. You want to run your organization? Fine, run your organization. Let Fedor finish his career fighting the fucking best. Holds Gracie? Come on, man. Nobody wants to see that fucking fight. Nobody. The greatest MMA fighter of all time should not be fighting Holds Gracie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just disgusting now. And like I said, I know what M1's trying to do. They want to run their business, but run your business. But let Fedor fight the best guys and let him sign in the UFC. And please don't fucking tell me that Fedor won't do good in the UFC, because Mark Hunt is knocking motherfuckers out. He's won his last 3 fights in the UFC. If Mark Hunt can do it, fucking Fedor Emelianenko can do it. And I think Fedor could even make a run at the UFC title if he wanted to. So let's cut the nonsense out already, okay? Next topic. People asking me to talk about Miguel Cotto versus Floyd Mayweather May 5th in Las Vegas. In order for Miguel Cotto to win this fucking fight, he needs to, in my opinion, his trainer, Pedro Lewis, who's a great trainer, by the way, needs to adapt a fucking a game plan similar to Rocky Marciano back in the day. Just, you know, forget about boxing this guy and trying to strategically beat him, because you're not going to do it. Beat this motherfucker's arms down. Hit him in the arms. Work his body. Hit him everywhere. Any part of the body you could hit. If it's his shoulder, his arms, wear him down. Work the body. That's what Miguel Cotto has to do. Then, every now and then, you come up top. Because if you think you're going to go there and box with Mayweather, you're not going to win. You're not going to punch him in his head. You're going to miss most of the shots going to the head. So, work his body. Hit his arms. Hit his shoulders. Hit his fucking neck. Hit whatever you got to hit. You know? Because that's the only way he's going to win. You have to adapt a Rocky Marciano type approach to this fucking fight. And I think that's the only way he can win. That being said, I don't think he has the skill set to beat Floyd Mayweather. But if he's gonna, that's going to be the way to do it. Real, just rough, gritty boxing. Beat everything on his fucking body. Pause. Next topic, we're going to talk about this fucking little fucking vlogging faggot in the boxing world, Elie Seckback, still running his fucking mouth, this little twerp, saying MMA fighters have no skills, this and that. I'll tell you what, you fucking little jerk job. MMA fighters have no skills. I don't even train MMA no more. But next time you're in New York, let me know. We'll go to the Fight Factory over in Sheepshead Bay, Colbeck Court, and Shell Road over there. And we'll get inside of a cage, and we'll see if it takes skill or not. Because I guarantee you, I will finish you within 1 motherfucking minute. Okay? Whether it's with the hands, with the wrestling, whatever you want to do. Want me to sub you, snap your fucking arm in half? Whatever you want to fucking do. It takes a lot of skill to do MMA. And take it for someone who's been training boxing and MMA. I did them both, kid. Okay? I did them fucking both, you little fucking punk. Alright? You're a fucking scumbag. You don't know shit. Keep your fucking mouth shut. You don't know nothing about MMA. You don't even know nothing about boxing. You're just a fucking dick rider that goes from gym to gym, fucking sucking random fighters' cocks. Make me fucking sick. Like I said, next time you're in NYC, hit me up on my Twitter. We'll go to fucking Fight Factory, Colbeck Court. We could box, we could do MMA, and I'm going to show you what fucking skills about, you fucking jerk off. Then you want to talk about making fun of Overeem and steroids, this and that. Don't act like boxers haven't been on steroids, bro. Don't act like that, okay? Plenty of boxers have been busted for steroids. Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, Fernando Vargas, one of the current champions right now, Orlando Salido, Sugar Shane Mosley admitted to doing steroids. I could go on for days. Steroids is prominent in all fucking sports. Most athletes do steroids. So please, stop with the bullshit, fucking Elie cocksuck, okay? People want to ask me about Brock Lesnar in the WWE. Listen, I love it, man. I love it. I watched WrestleMania. I thought it was good. I thought, you know, WrestleMania was great. Even though Brock wasn't on that card, he was on Raw the next day. I think Brock is perfect for wrestling, man. He just has that big Hulk, like, you know, big strong man body. He has a great personality for wrestling. And personally, I like Brock Lesnar in wrestling. You know, I never hated Brock Lesnar in MMA. I hated the way the UFC pumped him up to be this unbeatable fucking guy and then downgraded Fedor. That's what made me not like Brock Lesnar as an MMA fighter. But, you know, I like him. I like his personality. I think he's great for wrestling. And I think he's going to bring WWE a lot of revenue and a lot of fans back into wrestling again. So shout out to, you know, for Vince for making a great move like that. You know, getting Brock back on track. K1 in New York, I'll definitely be there. You know, K1 to me is not the same without Badr Harry. That being said, I love kickboxing, so I'll be there. People ask me about it, Harry in boxing, who should be his first fight. His first fight should be some fucking crackhead or fucking 105th Street in Rockaway Boulevard. Because that's what boxing is all about. You got to beat up easy guys, pad up your racket, and keep, you know, improving. So his first 15 to 20 guys are going to be probably nothing but tomato cans for him to beat up on, and that's the way it should be. People are asking me now about this fucking Kim Kardashian versus fucking Kanye West bullshit. Who really gives a fuck? By the time Kim Kardashian's 6 feet fucking deep, she's gonna run through fucking 500,000 man fucking march. This fucking slut bag. She probably fucked the whole cast of House Party already. This girl's a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck if she's fucking this chipmunk looking motherfucker Kanye West. Who cares, man? Who fucking cares? Two people I could give 2 fucks about. They could go fuck themselves. And you know what? You could go fuck yourself. Bloodstain Lane, Team Takeover, Mishka, NYC.com, ProKeds, ShowNoLove.ca. I'm out of here.